I am Sheila Walsh, Program Coordinator of the RadioHumber Diploma Program here at Humber College. Welcome to On the Radio, a webisode feature where we speak with industry experts and Humber alumni on all things radio.
Today, I speak with Jerry Agar.
So on today's episode of On the Radio, we are talking with Jerry Agar, talk show host from News Talk 1010. Welcome to RBD Career Prep and the class of 2016. Give yourselves a hand, everybody. You had a lot of great things to share with the class today, so I just want to go over a few of those points. First of all, how you ended up where you are right now. You said up until 2000 you were trying to be a DJ, and then you discovered your inner hardcore conservative and decided to go into the talk show forum. So let's talk about, you hit it on a couple of times, really important to find you. Can you just reiterate that again?
Yeah, I don't think it was, it could have ended up being a liberal and having the same sort of, it wasn't that I was conservative, although some of the talk stations were, so it sort of helped me in that regard. But it was really, as a disc jockey, I was trying to be an entertainer of a site that was of a type maybe that I'm not that good at, It's like trying to be a singer and you're really only good enough to do little lounges somewhere and you're dreaming of the big time. It's not going to happen. And I think that's where I was as a disc jockey. I wasn't that good at it, I was only moderately good at it. And then when I got into talk radio, it turns out I can do this.
And so the process was you kind of did a mock demo, sent it in, and they responded well to it. And was that freeing for you? Did you finally feel like, I know who I am now?
Yeah, and even when I was making that tape, as I made that, and it was literally a tape, when I made that tape of me demoing, just monologuing about something, I knew I had to do something that sounded different than the disc jockey. I think when I did it, I just went, yeah, that's what I can do. And it just went from there. I was just comfortable with it. And I was sorry that I didn't find it so much sooner and that I didn't have somebody there going, well, why don't you be yourself? You just be yourself. But mostly they won't tell you that. Well, do this.
Okay. Let's fast forward 16 years later to your role now, News Talk 1010. Right now you say the advice if they want to get into talk radio is to just practice, go in the hall and throw out a topic, see the reaction. Talk a little bit about that process.
I'm working with a young lady who wants to do talk radio, and she's a panelist with me. And one of the things I've done with her, even sometimes on the weekend, I'll write to her, I'll send her a text message, and I'll say, here's a topic, give me 3.5 minutes on that, and send it to me in less than an hour. And now if she's busy, she'll just say, well, I can't do this right now, but I'll send it to her, and she'll just record it on her phone and send it to me. And the whole idea is practicing just articulating a thought and getting it to a conclusion. So she doesn't take the text message as soon as she sees it, turns on record and starts talking. I'll say, send it to me in an hour. So she can think about it, she can come up with a couple of points, but then what I want is, I don't want her to spend the whole weekend perfecting, so many seconds of radio. I want her to just talk. And invariably what I've found, and I think this will happen for everybody, is it's way better by the time she gets to the end than it is in the beginning. Because in the beginning she's thinking, well, I'm doing a radio topic now and I'm talking about this, and then she starts to warm up to it and she starts just talking. And that's what you got to learn to do.
That's amazing that you're mentoring somebody, because I know everybody in this class is kind of looking for that. Who would you say mentored you early on in your career? Did someone kind of identify you and want to work with you?
Well, first I went and got a guy. As I had explained, I hired a consultant, I actually paid the guy. But then he decided he liked what I was doing and he kind of went over and above. And then when I got lucky enough to start moving into bigger markets, you start running into people that really know what they're doing, and it's to their benefit to say, how about this? And as long as they're helping you be you while fulfilling what the radio station needs, then it's very helpful. So some program directors have been helpful. And even when I get mad at Mike Dixon and we yell at each other, I know he's trying to do the best for me, and he knows I'm trying to do the best for the station. You have to be able to tolerate some abuse.
Clearly, from listeners as well. So let's talk a little bit. Let's talk a little bit about that. How do you have such a thick skin, and how do you stay so confident and stand your ground when people are really attacking you on your point of view?
Sometimes I stop listening to them. If it's email and text message stuff that's coming in and I feel they're just attacking and have nothing to contribute, I might just turn it off and not look at it. The other thing is to have the self-confidence that you know that you believe in the position that you're putting forth, that you think that you believe you're doing the best thing. I think politicians probably have to do this too, is that you have to be able to tune into what helps you, and then the rest of it you've got to be able to say, you know, these people don't know me. They don't. They can say whatever they want, but they actually don't know me. So when it becomes a more personal kind of thing, well, what difference does it make? Who are these people to say that stuff to me? So it's not that I have thick skin. I don't have respect for them. Okay. It's not that I don't have respect for listeners. I don't have respect for the kinds of people who will say some of the vicious things that people will feel brave enough to say till you figure out who they are. If you actually, you know, on a text message, we could actually call them back. We could say, you know, we could call you. Oh, well, I really might, you know, they're cowards, you know, and idiots.
You heard it here.
No, it's helpful to think that, actually.
Well, I'm sure, because then that makes the focus back on the original point that you're trying to hit home.
But
right?
if a person I respect comes and says, you know, you shouldn't have said that. You were over the top with that. You hurt somebody's feelings with that. Well, then that matters to me, because I respect that person. I know where they're coming from. Just some anonymous person in the ether. You can't get bent out of shape about that. And if you do get bent out of shape about that, another career opportunity awaits you.
Have you ever been concerned about personal safety? Has it ever got to that point where there's been a threat or... Oh,
there have been threats.
Really?
Yeah, I've had death threats. But I've never had it to the point of wanting to call the police. I've known people who have. And that can be on several levels. It could be death threats against me because of the positions that I take. It's a particular level of concern for women on the radio who can attract wackadoo guys who, you know, for obvious reasons. And but I've never felt that I actually literally needed to do something about it. The one real threat that we got was my producer told me down the line, these people say that there will be people waiting for you outside the building after the show. And it was the WABC New York show. And I said to her, did you tell them it's 2 Penn Plaza so they'd know where to be? And she said, oh, sure. I said, great, because I was in a studio in Chicago, so I didn't really care what happened. But had I been in New York, I might have had to think, okay, what am I going to do today? How am I getting out of here?
Okay.
Yeah.
You just brought up American Radio, where you worked.
Yeah.
For those of the students who are interested, and every year we have some who are interested in exploring working south of the border, how did that come about for you?
Well, it was a little easier for me because I married an American. And then I went to the United States and I became legalized in the United States and I had a social security number. And so then when I had an opportunity at a job, I could just fill out the paperwork, here's my social security number. I was legal. And I was in the United States, so I could work there. If you're a Canadian that doesn't have that, then you're going to have to get some experience. You're going to have to build a brand. You're going to have to be someone wants. And if an American radio station wants you, they will figure out legally how to make that work. But when you're just starting your career, why should they do that? Like, it's too much trouble, right? The guy I replaced on News Talk 1010, Bill Carroll, came to the notice of KFI Los Angeles. That's a major market in the United States. They decided he was the guy. And because it's that size of market, they figured out how to get Bill legalized in the United States to work. They will do the effort. They'll get the lawyers who can do that. When you're starting your career, no one will do that for you.
And now he's coming back.
And now he's coming back.
There you go.
He's in Ottawa.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. To end, you said there are 3 powerful words that you wanted the class to remember. Can you just reiterate that?
Yeah. Program director said the most powerful 3 words a host can say is, I was there. So if something's going on that you know would be of conversation and you can make it, maybe you should be there.
Cool. Jerry Agar, everybody. Thank you so much.